The police raids happening in Dubai are not by accident, first of all. And to understand what is actually happening in Dubai, you need to take it from someone who has lived in Dubai for more than 4 years. I know some people have lived longer, but I have faced so much to the extent that every time I would sit down and try to analyze my situation, try to understand what is happening around me, to the point of literally deciding to come back to Uganda after finally getting my residence ID. Like finally, I lived in Dubai for 4 years without a residence ID. It was like my biggest dream or my only dream. I always felt like if I got a residence ID, my life is going to be perfect. I'm finally a resident in the United Arab Emirates. Everything is going to fall in line, but no. So the police raids. What you need to understand about Dubai is that racism is not a secret. No, you apply for a job and they will tell you to your face that the reason we are not hiring you is because you are African. But I also soon found out that wasn't true, because at some point the person who told me that was Egyptian. Egypt is in Africa, and she told me, I know we are not hiring Africans at the moment. What are you saying? What do you mean you're not hiring Africans? You know, I'm qualified, but the reason you're not hiring me is because I'm African. Explain that to me in simple terms. Let me understand it, because it doesn't make any sense. And in fact, it doesn't. It's simple racism. Try to rent an apartment in Dubai and you are an African. No, hold up. You are black. You are a black African. Try to rent an apartment. You reach to the watchman and he'll tell you to your face, we don't rent to Africans, but in fact it's just meaning blacks. So let's get that out of the way. When they say we are not doing this with Africans, they actually mean your skin color. So over time, so many people have traveled from different countries to the United Arab Emirates, and some are from Africa, most of them are from Asia. The highest population in the United Arab Emirates is Indians and Pakistanis, Bangladesh, you know, Filipinos, all those Asian countries. And every single day, people are coming from all these countries and into the United Arab Emirates. Africa is very big, yo. Africa is a very big place. It's a very big continent. But when they categorize all black Africans as if we are all from one country, when in fact we are not. So you would feel like there are so many Ugandans, for example, in the United Arab Emirates, but in fact they are not, because most people are Asians. So when it comes to jobs, they would prefer someone with a lighter skin. You could be from Africa, but better be white a little bit, yeah? You could be from Algeria, from Egypt, just don't be from Uganda, Nigeria, all those black countries. Why they prefer that? Racism, plain and simple. We have understood all that. Now here comes everyday people coming in from Asian countries, which means every time an Asian lands into the United Arab Emirates, it means the chances of an African, a black African, to get a job have reduced every single day. And with time, Africans are being pushed out of jobs. With time, you will talk to so many Africans who will tell you, like, at one point my life was going great, I had a job, you know, I was living the life, I was best in Dubai. The word is best in Dubai. And then I lost my job suddenly. Obviously they'll give you reasons, but it's always because someone Asian has come along and they would prefer them. They would prefer to literally kick you out. They will make you train that person to take over your job. So with time, Africans have been kicked out of jobs, and with time, it has become harder and harder for Africans to get jobs in the United Arab Emirates. So where does this leave us? It leaves Africans stranded, looking aimlessly on the street. It leaves Africans around, too many around there, because if you're jobless, you better be around there. Where else can you be if you don't have a job? You have to be around there. So when you look at there, you see so many Africans, and it feels like there are too many Africans in Dubai. You see the buildings, they're all old buildings, because they are the cheap ones. They are the ones who will actually rent to Africans. They're the ones which will actually accept, you know, these demarcations to be made into the buildings, to make small living spaces, shared spaces, those bed spaces. So Africans are crowded in all those buildings, and it's not a pretty look. To be honest, it's not a good look on Africans, but it's not something that Africans have made by themselves. They've not created this by themselves. It's just a situation that Africans have found themselves in while in the United Arab Emirates. Are you with me up to this point? Now here comes amnesty is a good thing. Ideally, amnesty is a good thing because it is going to help people, and amnesty is going to clear people's overstay fines, and people can live freely, leave the country freely, or change their visa status, you know, live legally in the country. Amnesty is a good thing. At first it was to be for 2 months, so meaning there's gonna be a rush. Everyone, if you're in overstay, clear your situation, either leave the country or whatever. But some of us, we decided, you know what, since amnesty is here, have a few dirhams in my pocket, let me make an ID. I made an ID personally, and some people obviously started packing and leaving. But some people, some Africans, who I don't blame, because I understand you have spent a lot of money and gone to the UAE thinking that I am gonna change my life situation, make some money, find a better job, yada yada. But it is not happening yet, and you're already in overstay, so there is no way you're going to pack your bags by yourself and come back to Africa. You're in too deep. You're already in too deep. So the police comes in to push you, to give you a nudge, to motivate you to go back to your home. So those police raids, and the reason they are so rampant these days is because they are trying to motivate Africans to leave. And if you see, they are very effective. Speaking, I had an ID, but because the police came and raided our building, I said, no, this is not the kind of life I hoped to live. This kind of psychological torture, you know, sleeping with one eye open thinking, oh God, the police is about to. I said, that is not for me. It is working, and they are going to keep pushing Africans out, and they keep extending the amnesty. That is also by design, because if there is no amnesty, they won't have clear paperwork for someone. If they come raid your building and they find you have overstay, be like, yeah, go home, you know, deported immediately. So if you don't understand this kind of information, if you can't even dream about what is happening to the United Arab Emirates, you should actually thank God, because being exposed to this kind of information can affect you mentally. If it affects you not in a good way. Yep.